Hi, my name's Wanda. I'm going to do some channeling tonight. So that means I allow love energy to pass through me and it turns into vibration and we have a conversation with everybody that's gathered here. And if you like the videos, press subscribe on the YouTube channel, and I can do private sessions through Zoom these days. So I just like to say hello at the beginning. And now we're going to have Jessica play a note on the singing bowl. Okay, go ahead. Are you able to play a note for us to begin? Yes. This is a beautiful way to begin a gathering of humans who are seeking information or acknowledgement that their physical lives are also a time for spiritual evolution. We would use these terms loosely, but this is the idea. So there are those who wish to know that they are having an experience beyond what can be seen, beyond the day-to-day activities that must be done to live a life such as you're having. So the note brings a reminder that you are all one and you are all joined together. And for this moment, moment in time, you're joined together with a very similar purpose. You wish to know what is happening in the universe of love, and is it also available in your human lives? Does the universe of love, this sort of love energy, exist on a day-to-day time when you are living? So now you're gathered together and you have brought forth this kind of energy that is uplifting, supportive, encouraging to humans. Move forward, move forward. You can do it. You can do it. You can become more and more evolved, even though you have a human body. So it is a time for evolution for those that have called forth this energy. Now, where shall we begin our energetic exchange at this time?
Good evening, Aaron. Maybe I can start off the discussion for this evening. So just on your point about evolving spiritually, maybe we can talk a little bit about the concept of evolution. If we're coming here and we're kind of perfect in the moment as we are, then how does evolving relate to that?
We will specifically say it is contained within each life experience, and it is not for all to evolve. It is for those interested in this vibration to evolve. It is difficult to stay in this energy without evolving, without opening your eyes to more, to grandness, to magic. It's difficult to stay in this energy. If you become uncomfortable in this energy, you leave. You don't spend time in it. And then you close back down during you close this sort of magical energy that is here. It does not mean that human is not going elsewhere to find other types of openings to universal intelligence, but this door, when they close this door, it is so it is closing there. And we are very careful with this word. We use this word hesitantly, this word spiritual evolution, because it has a certain idea from times past about the meaning of it. We will perhaps explain what we are referring to. As you come into each lifetime, you have a choice during each time whether or not you will evolve. Now, some will choose to evolve, some will choose just to have a life experience, and some will choose to forget everything. So each experience is sort of your playground. It is different, whatever way you wish to, whatever experience you wish to have, you will have it. Now, you will not know when you get into your human life. There are lots of things you forget, including your intention to come. But it can be stimulated when an energetic exchange such as this occurs. Because it's sort of, for those of you who find this or remembering, it sounds as if someone's reading your life story, or it's very easy to absorb. That means you already are aware that you have chosen this way of being, and it's very familiar to you. So when we use these words, spiritually enlightened or seeker, all of these words, it does not mean that one is better than the other. It also does not mean that you won't change your mind and close your heart or your mind again. So not that you're always going to be a seeker, but you might. You have the potential of it because you have experienced this energy. When you've experienced this, you're wide open. You're raw, you're seeking more information, you're open to magic, you become hopeful, you're lighter, you experience a certain love towards strangers, you are kinder to others and wish to show love to them in a human way. Now, this is what you're capable of, but it's not necessary for you to be so. If you choose not to be this, then you go back and you'll close yourself off. But again, it doesn't mean really one is better or worse. That's the thing about this experience. Those who are spiritually enlightened or love magic, or their life unfolds so easily you don't understand what's going on, it doesn't mean they're any better than anyone else, than those who are fighting to survive and perhaps be angry humans. It doesn't mean one is better or worse. It means you've just decided to remember. So this is sort of a big notion, but mostly we wish to say that those gathered here in this moment will decide right now, for your life is really lived moment by moment, whether or not you wish to open to experience larger than what you were a few moments ago. If you decide to, that's great, go ahead. If you don't decide to, that's fine too. So so some of the human words we are careful to use, but nonetheless, there must be some sort of conversation had. So we dig sometimes for words that are appropriate and don't always find them. So we use a word or two that are second or third rate. So there we go. That's a whole big conversation. And we don't really know if you got anything out of that or not. Does that make any sense to you at all?
Yeah, it makes total sense. I guess I was wondering, in that, do we using the word spiritual or evolve, is that just applicable to this lifetime, in that we might come back in the next life
yes.
and then be completely closed off and
Yes.
kind of start at the beginning again? Or is this something that carries
yes.
forward at an energetic level?
You will decide each time what's what. You yourself are a very evolved being, you and all the others. That's the energy that lives within you. But you don't have to open the door. It can stay confined. So each time you go through, you can decide if you're going to have an experience. It's going to be light and carefree. It's going to be heavy. And again, you get to change it moment by moment. So there's no concrete answer to this. As much as you would prefer one, you may also change your mind to be enlightened and closed-minded, one moment after the other. So this is how you have a continual free will. This is how you always have the option to decide your life. And this is very important. It's truly the most important thing. Even though you show up for these energetic exchanges and they're very enlightening and you feel enlivened inside, you don't have to stay like that. You may change your mind and become a grouchy old human being if you wish. So the most important thing is that you always get to choose. That's number one. That's the most important thing during the human experience, is that you're not told how to behave. You're not controlled at all. That's why there could be chaos and beauty, equal amounts. You're all free to live as you will, without any judgment on it. How's that sound?
Very good. Thank you very much. That's good.
Let us do namaste.
Yes, please. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hi, Erin.
Hello.
I guess just hearing what was talked about just now just brings up the question. I guess what we hear about is that we all have a purpose for living, or a purpose to life, if you will, or a purpose for this life experience. Can you talk a bit about that? Or maybe it's very similar to what had been talked about, or is there anything to expand on?
We would put it back to you. Does it make sense to you that you would come into a life, take your first breath, and live every day until your last breath with a certain goal in mind?
Not if you can change it over time. Like,
Right.
I guess the purpose or the goal would be to continue to live day by day in the present.
But yet you still, you see, we're going to say this, it is incorrect, but we must explain what we mean. That's not really the answer. If you're able to have free will every moment, what is the point in making believing you have a choice in the beginning to be something, when you can change it every moment, every moment, every moment? So it's nonsensical in a way. And we understand now those, you have been one who likes the idea that you came into this world to have a purpose, which would be to help others or love others. But that would mean you also came into this world as a newborn to kill others and destroy countries. So it is not possible for this to go both ways. So it makes, let us say this in a way that is understandable. There are humans who must believe this. Now, why would it be important for humans to believe that each comes in to have a purpose? So they believe they are in control of their lives. Now, as we have said, you are very much in control of your lives, but we are also saying there's something larger available to you if you choose it, which is universal intelligence, grace, fluidity of a life unfolding easily. All of that is available. If you came into life with one goal, you would never need any outside source. You would never look beyond yourself. You would know everything you need. Your first breath, you say, I'm going to do this. And every day, all your focus was upon achieving a certain goal. So therefore, you would be very self-sufficient. You would become very self-absorbed and directed, of course. But what kind of life would that be? That would be the life of a robot or a slave, where you have no true say in your destiny or your life. So if you were to as easy as it is, humans say, oh, I have a purpose, I have a purpose, I have a good purpose. The murderers and such don't say, I had a purpose to kill everyone. I did, I'm sure I did. So it is impossible for this to be true, but humans don't take a moment to decide why. Why is it impossible for this to be true? Why is it more important for a human to say, I know that I came to love all of mankind and make a difference on the earth? Sounds lovely. Of course, you'd all love to say that, but it's incorrect. You do not come into the world to save it. You come into the world to have an experience, and if you decide, you can allow love energy to pass through you, and you'll become an energetic healer or channeler or something, if you wish. But again, you can shut that door. So for some reason, many humans have this belief system, I came in with the purpose to be kind to others, and yet they don't pick it apart. They don't pick that notion apart. For if they have a purpose, then everyone has a purpose. And so the life that you lead would therefore then be your purpose. So your purpose would be to be shallow, or your purpose would be to money-grubbing human. You see, there are many parts that humans would not accept as their mission. They don't mind caring for mankind, but they don't like all of the others, which most of the humans are living. Most of the humans aren't living being kind and loving to mankind. Very small. So how, we're not going to put this on you because it's a very large question that you have heard from others and others and others, and it becomes sort of a brainwashing, really would be the word. You say it over and over, and eventually you just come to believe it without questioning it. But when you question it, it doesn't stand. It's impossible. So have we made that more clear for you, more confusing, or what? How do you feel about this?
I think the information is helpful because it kind of just sits within me. And I guess what I've been seeing is just so many people struggling just with depression and not feeling that, like, what is the point of life? Some of those larger feelings and questions, and it's just trying to sort through a little bit, get some more information around that so that I can understand, from what I've learned. And
so now you are speaking of something quite different.
True.
Unless you are saying the purpose of your life is to live a life and become a very depressed, sad human being. No. And really, no infant would take this on. No infant would say, that's going to be my life. I can't wait for it. I'm getting ready now. They would not do so. So that is that put aside. But what you are referring to are the emotions of humans that are reacting to, and this is a broader, this is a broad discussion for the many reasons for humans to be sad and depressed, but often it is the disconnect from the universe of love and their non-physical support team, and they start to think they're alone. Humans do not wish to be alone. This we will say most certainly. When you're not here, you're very easily enmeshed with one another. It's your calm and easiest state to work as one consciousness. Just because you turn into a physical being, and we are saying that you bring the universe of love with you, that does not mean that you wander around the earth by yourself. That means there's still a part of you within the universe of love that craves to be one with the others, who they know exist, but they can't quite figure out what it is they're seeking. What do they want? What are they searching for? There's some sort of sadness because they can't even name what's missing. But oftentimes what's missing is their camaraderie, the rest. It's as if part of their limbs are cut off. They are missing their brothers and sisters. Now, some of them are non-physical. So there are many humans who are not able to feel energy, so they don't know that they're surrounded by a non-physical support team that loves, encourages them, and is with them every breath that they take. They also are missing human connection, because when you get back in your physical form, you look different. And now they don't know, are you my brother or sister? They really don't even know these words. Are you someone that will be one with me? Are you someone that will be one with me? They can't even articulate it. So some sadness comes from this, a disconnect from the place that we would refer to as your home, really. And this sense of loneliness, walking by yourselves and you're not sure what's missing, but you know something's missing. Therefore, you have a reaction to it, which is sadness. If you have something and it's removed from you, you have an emotional reaction. That's just with anything. And in this sadness, it's because something's missing. Why don't I fit in? Where's the rest of my family? Why do I feel like I'm alone wandering around the earth? So much of this sadness comes from this. So you have spent time with some of these humans, yes?
Yes.
Now, so you say, what is your part, really? This is really what we're getting at. We're not talking about you. We're talking about you spending time with those who are seeking. Now, if you truly come to believe within your heart that this is truth, and the humans that are sad around you, if you're able to share, or not share, if you're able to allow love energy to pass through you to them, they are very, very sensitive to energy. Really, humans who have extreme emotions are sensitive to energy. Now, we have said some, not all, are sensitive to non-physical energy, because many humans will not ever believe in that. So that's just that. But but these humans who are very sensitive are able to pick up your energy. So when you're around them, if you're able to make sure that you don't get into their emotional state, because that's their thing, if you're able to stay outside and become a channel of love energy, you can affect those humans just by being in alignment yourself. This word can be used. If you stay in alignment and you allow love energy to pass through you, they will see the difference. And a certain longing will come forth within them, even though they don't know what it is. Perhaps they will feel certainly drawn to you. They don't know why, but it's only because it's the love that they're seeking. They're seeking the unconditional love from the universe, the one they're familiar with, the one they're at home with. So what you can do is, certainly it's not necessary for you to help them. That would be their decision. But you can stay in alignment and allow them to see there's something else, something other way to live. And perhaps something within them will be triggered, or perhaps not. But again, it's up to them how they live. So all you can do is stay in your loving self, and don't go over to the dark side, we would say. Stay where you are. Does that make sense to you?
It does. Thank you.
All right. Let us do namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hi, Erin.
Hello.
Um, I wrote down a question, so maybe I should ask it. Why would someone want to become spiritually evolved?
Wow. Why indeed? So you can be free. So you can be carefree and light. You can smile more. move through the world easily, share grace with others just by being yourself. This is to name a few, but also it is so you yourself will feel part of something larger, often what we've referred to previously, that you yourself become part of the universe of love, become one with other humans. So you yourself would never feel alone then, because you understand you're part of a large network of love. And a large network of love moving forward through your world makes a difference in it. And you want to be part of that. You want to be part of, it's not really change. You want to be part of a love evolution. You want to stay in love as often as you can, so others may witness it. You have volunteered for this. You wish to be loved, walking and talking. You wish to be your highest self. And that is so you can be free. It all comes back to the human experience. It's really not to save the world. It's to have an easy life. Easy, we do not mean not without struggle. We mean easy in that you always know what to do next. You can see the path lighting up before you and you choose to follow it. In that way, it's easy. For you are wondering who's lighting up the path. Why do I feel so great walking on the path? What is going on here? So as a curious being, you want to know what's at the end of the line. So you keep walking the path. And in the meantime, your emotional self feels lovely, wonderful, just great, as if you're smelling flowers and chasing butterflies all the time. It's a higher state of existing, which you didn't even know could happen for humans. You thought humans would have to be more way, way, way down, and then sometimes up, and down, 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 and sometimes up. You didn't know you could walk through in sort of an easy way. Even when things get rough or rotten, you can still move along with grace and ease. So, the curious human is the one who starts checking these things out, these far out ideas, and starts to feel the energy and then the emotions. The emotions are the thing that you can hold on to, the thing that you can prove. So when you're smiling all the time, you already know that your inside is at peace. And others can see that too. That's a side note. So you wish to become evolved, so you may feel light and easy. And it's your closest state to non-physical and your experience in the universe of love while you're still in your human body. Many want to see how far can it be stretched before I pass? What do you think of that answer?
That's quite a beautiful answer. Still not quite exactly there yet, but hope to one day.
But you've asked the question, which means you're the curious type.
Yes, this is true.
Either that or you wish to argue with us about it, but you're not that one. So you wish to expand yourself as much as possible while you're having a human experience. And that's the tricky part. As much within the time limit that you have until you pass. There's not much time in there. So you have to be curious, and you have to be seeking, and you have to follow paths and all of this. But in the meantime, you feel great. In the meantime, you smile more. Your life looks like it's easier. You worry less. You're friendly. Things come a little more easily to you. And we don't at all mean life struggles. You'll all have those, and many big ones and small ones. We don't mean that. We mean somehow there's a little belief or a little bubble within you that says, it will be all right. And that's something many humans don't get. Even in the middle of crazy chaos and dilemma, there's some little bit of hope within you. It said, this is going to turn out all right. I know it looks like a disaster, but I just have a feeling everything's going to be okay. And that's when you're connected to something larger than you that knows it's going to be okay. You're hooking into that information. Oh, why do I think it will be okay? It certainly doesn't look like it. And all of the others have said it's going to get worse. But inside, I don't believe it. Because you're connected to something larger. And that peace of mind is worth it to many. Just the peace of mind and the connection to something larger, that you can stay at peace in the middle of chaos. Sometimes that's all many humans would wish for this, and great numbers of humans would wish for this peace. And they have no access to it, but you do, because you've asked the question. When you ask the question, you already know the answer. Is that good for you?
That was excellent. Thank you.
Let us do namaste.
Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Are dreams messages from the deep?
That's quite a sentence. Dreams are you're referring to your state when you are asleep. Yes?
Yes.
And what do you refer to as the other world? Is that what you called it?
The deep.
What is this?
I don't know if it's the subconscious or if it's outside of the human subconscious. Sometimes I feel like dreams are bigger than just me.
Oh, yes. Yes. Let us see now. How would we explain this? So as you let go of your human control of your life and you become horizontal, you allow now your mind to play. Your mind, your ego, your soul, it's all free to play while you step aside. Now, so your physical being is at rest. What happens in the sleep time depends on what is most prevalently important in your life. Now, if your brain all day has been doing the same process over and over and over and over and over, it wishes to rid itself of that. So when you are asleep, it will continue on until the pattern is extinguished. And this is good, because otherwise the next day it'll get up and do the same pattern again. So there's time for that, if that's possible. Now, that's not the part you're interested in. You're interested in whether or not you have psychic abilities when you're asleep, and whether you're traveling to other worlds, or whether you have inside information to other beings, and such as this. Now, this also is the case for some humans. Now, specifically, we cannot speak of this in such a broad way, because your sleep time is broken down into different types of dreaming, and there are different days that you dream, and all humans do not have the same process. So for you, first of all, the brain must finish patterns. So it depends how long it takes to get this pattern completed. It might take you the whole time, so you won't have any time for traveling out to the universe. You might be just finishing patterns. But if the time is over more quickly, then there's a little bit of space there. And then you can do whatever you want. You can ride the unicorns and you can fly through the sky. All of a sudden you're free. You're free when you are sleeping to experience life in many different levels. Now, that's another thing that can happen. Now the other part that you are referring to is, can non-physical speak to me when I am in this state? This is not necessarily true. For non-physical is around you all of the time, and it has no interest in speaking to you only when you're asleep. It wishes to speak to you. They, whichever way you want to put it, wishes to speak to you or be near you all the time. So when you're conscious and when you're moving around, experiencing life, thinking about problems, thinking about life and all this, then your non-physical support team is there. So they are not they're not getting into your brain space when you're sleeping and taking you on little adventures. They are just with you all the time. So you had a certain notion or a certain interest in knowing whether non-physical speaks to you. You are not a human toy for non-physical to play with. This is important for you to understand. You will not be possessed is the word. You will not be possessed by non-physical as they take rule of your life. That is your life to experience as you will. So that at night, your brain will decide how much it needs. When it's completed, there might be some space for you to have a little bit of fun, but sometimes brains are so busy, they just keep going all the time and the wheels keep turning until they run out of gas or oil, something like that.
That's usually when I can't sleep, when my brain won't shut off.
Yes. Well, but also when your brain does shut off, it will continue that pattern anyway because it must be completed until it's finished so it can end. If it doesn't end, it goes on day after day after day after day, the same patterns all the time. So the sleep time, it's possible for you to end patterns. Is this understandable to you, what we're explaining? We're not sure about the words we're using.
I think so. Yeah, like my brain's trying to work something out that it needs to complete.
Yes. So sleep time is very important for that because it will finish its cycle and then you may go on to something new. If it never finishes this cycle, you're stuck. You're stuck and you don't really know what's wrong, but you start to become frustrated and grouchy and you don't know what's happening really. But it's because the sleeping is not getting to a point where it's completing its mission. Is that understandable to you?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Let us do namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Are there others who wish to speak? Are we complete?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. May we finish our time together with a ringing of the note.